I don't think I fully understood Amsterdam until I almost got taken out by a bike within my first hour. I really needed a reset, and the best way that I know how to clear my mind is to get on a plane and land somewhere new. So we flew overnight from Boston, and if you've ever taken a red-eye, you know the reality is that you arrive feeling like a confused time traveler who hasn't slept in 100 years. Our first hours in Amsterdam were exactly what you'd imagine them to be. Canals, narrow streets, crooked buildings, and bikes. So many bikes. We started with a canal cruise to soak it all in, which felt like the gentlest possible introduction before the city decided to humble us. One of the funniest things that I learned the hard way was that coffee shops in Amsterdam are not actually coffee shops. They are dispensaries. What I actually was looking for were cafés, and unfortunately, most cafes don't open until around 9 a.m. in the city center, which was so tragic for two jet-lagged girls starting their days way too early. So despite having a whole list of places saved, I never actually made it to a single one. What honestly feels like very on-brand travel experience for me. Day 2 started on a walking tour, learning the history of the city, wandering along canals, dodging more bikes, and slowly realizing how much we were actually packing into such a short trip. We found fries at Fabel Friets, which, if you know anything about Dutch fries, you know you gotta get the truffle mayo and the brown gravy sauce. We had a beer by the Canal, wandered through the Rijksmuseum Gardens, and watched a fresh stroopwafel being made, which might be one of my greatest simple joys. By this point, we were exhausted, but in that happy travel kind of way where your feet hurt but your brain feels quiet. I quickly learned that in Amsterdam, bikes are not a suggestion. They are a lifestyle, a transportation system, a whole personality trait. And if you accidentally walk in a bike lane, you will get beeped at. There was even a moment where I froze trying to cross the street because bikes were flying by in every direction, and my friend Jill yells, "Fran, commit! We gotta commit!" which immediately became the running joke of the trip anytime we had to cross a bike lane. This trip was fast, like 23,000 steps a day fast. We were tired, slightly jet-lagged, occasionally lost, and constantly trying to figure out trains, trams, and GPS that did not understand where we were. But somehow, that chaos is what made it all so memorable. Day 3 was the reason for this whole trip. We were in Amsterdam for tulip season, so we booked a full day's tour that took us to the Keukenhof Gardens, the Zaanse Schans, and a cheese factory, and it felt like stepping into a postcard. Seeing endless fields of tulips in bloom was one of those moments that doesn't feel real until you're actually standing in it. This was something that I had wanted to see for so many years, and it did end up living up to the hype. second half of the tour brought us to the Zaanse Schans, which is a historic Dutch village known for its original windmills and traditional houses. It felt like stepping back in time. We watched a clog making demonstration, grabbed some ice cream, and soaked up every last bit of countryside charm before heading back to the city. At this point, we couldn't feel our feet, but we were also not ready for the day to end.
Use poplar. It's wet, fresh wood. It's easy to cut through. Nice. There you go. Now, traditional wooden shoes all made by hand. The large knife is used for the outside of the shoe. So-called screws were used to hollow out the inside. Real tough job. Took about 2 hours by hand. By machines nowadays, just 5 minutes. Now this machine will make the outside shape, same system as duplicate keys. This part follows the model, and the knives cut out the exact same shape. Rough outside. Same system applies for the inside. Again, we're going to make a copy of the model. And then the last 2 parts, nose and heel, still done by hand. It's a rough shape. It's not finished. When I started, I told you it's wet. So they dry 4 weeks. Once they dried, they are polished. Final result, then, it's a shoe for a child of about 4 years old. They look pretty big. These shoes are pretty big. But they're also big because we wear them big. We wear them with one.
And just like that, it was time to go home. Back on the train and back to the airport. This trip wasn't slow. It wasn't perfectly planned, and I didn't capture nearly as much footage as I thought I would. There were moments that I felt awkward filming, moments we were too stressed navigating to pull out a camera, and moments that exist only in memory. But maybe that's the point. This trip was a reminder that travel doesn't have to be perfect to be meaningful. Sometimes it's chaotic, sometimes it's exhausting, and sometimes you miss all the cafes on your list, but you still come home with new memories, inside jokes, and a slightly clearer mind. And honestly, that reset was exactly what I needed. Thanks for coming along with me. Catch y'all next time.